Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. Terry McLaurin has finally broken the silence, and the NFL is buzzing with disbelief. For weeks, insiders hinted at unrest within the Commanders, whispers of locker room tension and frustration with leadership, but no one dared speak openly, until now. McLaurin didn't just hint. He called it out directly, revealing what fans and analysts have long suspected. While the Commanders have talent, they are desperately lacking the kind of leadership that turns a good team into a championship contender. His words echo through the league, shaking the confidence of even rival teams who might have underestimated the internal struggles. Sources close to the team suggest that McLaurin's comments were not impulsive but calculated, aimed at sending a message to management, teammates, and the broader NFL community. The wide receiver's reputation as a leader on the field makes his statements even more significant, implying that this is not mere frustration, but a plea for change. Speculation is rampant that this could trigger major shifts, potentially in coaching strategy, team culture, or even future player acquisitions, as insiders try to anticipate how the franchise will respond to such a bold declaration. The ripple effect of his honesty is already creating storylines that could dominate headlines for weeks, especially as analysts dissect the potential impact on team dynamics. What makes McLaurin's revelation particularly shocking is the timing and context within the NFL landscape. The Commanders are recognized as a solid team with competitive potential, but McLaurin's statement highlights the invisible barriers that prevent them from reaching the next level. Industry insiders speculate that his words could inspire both positive and negative reactions. Some players may rally around the call for stronger leadership, while others may feel exposed or even defensive. The controversy also raises questions about the organization's internal communication structure, whether coaching staff are aware of these tensions, and if management has the tools or willingness to address them effectively. Rumors now swirl that McLaurin could become a catalyst for a cultural overhaul, where locker room accountability and vocal leadership are prioritized in a way they have not been before. Analysts debate whether his honesty will attract further media scrutiny, potentially forcing the team to act publicly rather than quietly, which could redefine the Commanders' reputation in the eyes of fans, other teams, and future free agents evaluating the franchise. The weight of his words has already made waves, and it seems unlikely the story will quiet down anytime soon. Another layer to the speculation revolves around how McLaurin's message might influence future NFL trades or draft strategies. Some insiders suggest that vocal leaders like him are increasingly valued not just for on-field performance, but for their ability to drive team culture, which could put pressure on the Commanders to consider roster changes that align with a stronger leadership identity. The rumor mill has started buzzing with potential candidates for leadership roles, both on and off the field, as teams try to position themselves to capitalize on the unfolding drama. McLaurin's comments also stir debate about the balance between talent and leadership, forcing analysts to reconsider how teams measure success and team cohesion. Could his honesty push the Commanders to acquire veterans known for locker room influence? Or might it create friction with current players who resist the scrutiny? Either way, the NFL community is watching closely, anticipating a domino effect that could shift not just one team, but influence league-wide perceptions of leadership importance. With McLaurin now speaking openly, speculation about coaching decisions, front office strategies, and even trade rumors has intensified, making this a story that refuses to fade quietly into the background. Fans have reacted in waves of shock and excitement, sharing theories across social media platforms about the consequences of McLaurin's boldness. Some see it as a turning point, imagining a future where his candidness inspires teammates to step up and embrace responsibility, transforming the Commanders into a model of accountability and unity. Others warn that such public declarations could backfire, creating internal divisions or prompting management to reassess his role on the team. Speculators have begun dissecting past games, reinterpreting moments where leadership may have been lacking, now viewing them through the lens of McLaurin's critique. Conversations on sports podcasts and forums have exploded with opinions, ranging from admiration for his courage to concern about potential fallout. Every analysis seems to circle back to one central theme: the importance of leadership as a defining factor in a team's success. The Commanders, while respected for their skill and potential, now face an unexpected spotlight on their cultural and structural dynamics, all because one player chose to voice what many had quietly observed, but none had dared articulate. The intrigue deepens when considering McLaurin's long-term intentions. Rumors are circulating that this statement was not just a venting of frustration, but a strategic move to influence the team's trajectory, potentially shaping contract negotiations, coaching decisions, or even his own future within the franchise. Industry insiders suggest that his influence extends beyond the field, possibly affecting draft priorities and off-season planning as the organization seeks to address perceived gaps in leadership. Analysts also speculate about the psychological effect on teammates, especially younger players who may either be motivated by his candor or intimidated by the scrutiny it brings. McLaurin's revelation may redefine expectations not just for himself, but for the entire team, forcing everyone within the Commanders' ecosystem to confront questions about culture, accountability, and shared responsibility. In an NFL world often dominated by stats and performance metrics, his words remind fans and insiders alike that leadership, often invisible but critical, can dramatically alter a team's path. The ripple effect of his statement could influence league narratives, media coverage, and fan engagement, leaving no aspect of the franchise untouched. Looking ahead, speculation now revolve around how the Commanders will respond and whether McLaurin's boldness will lead to tangible changes. Will management pivot to cultivate stronger internal leadership, or will the statement remain a spark of conversation without significant follow-through? Rumors suggest that team meetings, private discussions, and strategy sessions could be underway, with key figures evaluating how to address the public challenge while maintaining morale. The broader NFL community is watching closely, analyzing every sign, from body language and press conferences to subtle roster decisions, searching for clues about the team's next move. McLaurin's words have already shifted the narrative, turning attention toward the human element of football, relationships, culture, and influence, which rarely receives the scrutiny it deserves until someone courageous enough speaks out. As fans speculate about what might happen next, one thing is clear: Terry McLaurin has made an impact that extends far beyond the numbers on the scoreboard, setting the stage for a potential transformation that could redefine the Commanders' identity and reverberate throughout the league. The aftermath of Terry McLaurin's explosive statement continues to dominate discussions across the NFL, with speculation intensifying about how the Commanders will handle the sudden spotlight on leadership. Sources suggest that the team's front office is scrambling behind closed doors, trying to assess whether McLaurin's comments signal a deeper problem or simply reflect one player's frustration. Rumors are now circulating that internal surveys and private meetings with key players may be underway, aiming to gauge morale and determine how to strengthen the locker room dynamic. Analysts are speculating that McLaurin's words could serve as a catalyst for a more deliberate approach to team culture, where leadership is no longer assumed but actively cultivated. Fans are also weighing in, theorizing on social media that the statement could inspire a chain reaction of honesty from other veteran players, potentially leading to an unprecedented level of transparency within the team. The intrigue has reached such a level that rival teams are rumored to be observing closely, trying to identify weaknesses they might exploit in upcoming matchups, while also reconsidering their own approaches to fostering leadership among their rosters. Rumors have further intensified around possible roster changes, as McLaurin's bold words might influence decisions on player acquisitions, trades, and draft priorities. Some insiders speculate that the Commanders may seek out seasoned veterans with a history of leadership to complement existing talent, aiming to create a balance between skill and influence in the locker room. Others suggest that the team could look internally, promoting emerging leaders who demonstrate the ability to guide teammates both on and off the field. McLaurin's candidness also raises questions about coaching strategy, with speculation that staff may need to adapt their approach to manage personalities, expectations, and morale more effectively. Analysts debate whether these moves would be reactive, a direct response to his statement, or proactive, part of a long-term plan to redefine the Commanders' identity. Across the league, commentators are dissecting every possible implication, from how his comments might affect the team's competitiveness to whether this could spark a trend of players publicly challenging their organizations in the coming years. The ripple effect of McLaurin's declaration is also being felt in the fan base, where speculation has reached almost feverish levels. Supporters are theorizing that his words could either ignite a cultural revolution or cause internal friction, reshaping how fans perceive the team. Social media platforms are overflowing with threads analyzing every aspect of his statement, debating whether it was a strategic maneuver or an emotional outburst, and predicting the potential consequences for team chemistry. Some fans argue that his bravery might inspire younger players to speak up, creating a new era of transparency and accountability within the Commanders organization. Others worry that it could create tension, as not all teammates may appreciate having internal issues aired publicly. The speculation extends to ticket sales, merchandise, and overall fan engagement, with some analysts suggesting that this heightened attention could paradoxically strengthen loyalty as the story unfolds, transforming McLaurin into a symbol of authenticity and courage in the eyes of the public. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Industry insiders have begun to theorize about how McLaurin's revelation might influence negotiations and contract dynamics within the franchise. Speculation abounds that his comments could give him additional leverage, either in renegotiating his own terms or influencing how other players approach discussions about leadership expectations. Analysts suggest that management may now need to balance his influence with the broader needs of the team, ensuring that any adjustments maintain harmony while acknowledging the value of his candidness. Trade rumors have also surged, with speculation that the Commanders could consider strategic acquisitions or departures aimed at reinforcing the leadership structure highlighted by McLaurin. The narrative has expanded beyond the immediate team, prompting league-wide debate on the role of player voices in shaping organizational culture. Could his statement inspire a new era where star players feel empowered to challenge management decisions publicly, or will it remain an isolated incident? The questions alone have fueled weeks of speculation, keeping analysts, journalists, and fans deeply engaged in deciphering the possible outcomes. Another fascinating angle involves the potential psychological impact on teammates and rivals alike. Sources suggest that McLaurin's words could serve as both a motivational force and a pressure point, pushing teammates to elevate their performance while intensifying scrutiny on those perceived as lacking leadership. Opposing teams might also view this development as an opportunity, trying to exploit perceived fractures or testing the Commanders' cohesion under pressure. Rumors speculate that team meetings, leadership workshops, and internal evaluations could become more frequent as management seeks to preempt any fallout while harnessing the momentum generated by his honesty. Analysts highlight that the cultural implications extend far beyond a single season, with potential long-term effects on recruitment, retention, and overall team identity. In essence, McLaurin's statement could trigger a strategic recalibration, forcing the Commanders to rethink not just how they play, but who they are as an organization. Finally, speculation is rife about what this moment means for McLaurin's legacy and future with the Commanders. Industry insiders theorize that his courage may redefine how star players are perceived in terms of leadership value, potentially influencing Hall of Fame considerations, endorsements, and his role as a mentor to younger teammates. Some speculate that he could become a blueprint for the modern player who combines athletic excellence with vocal influence, a model for how to shape team culture proactively. Analysts continue to debate the risks and rewards of his approach, noting that while honesty can inspire transformation, it can also provoke resistance or friction if not managed carefully. Ultimately, the story is far from over, as every reaction, from front office decisions to media coverage and fan discussions, adds new layers to an already complex narrative. Terry McLaurin's words have created a moment of uncertainty, potential, and profound curiosity, leaving the NFL world eagerly watching how this saga will unfold and what legacy it might leave on the Commanders organization for years to come. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.